In this video, I'm going to review the October 2025 BTO. Now let's talk about Ping Yi Court. Nestled along Chai Chee Street, this project comprises 5 residential blocks of 15 stories each with 862 units of 2-room flexi, 3-room, 4-room, 5-room, and even 3-gen flats. And surprisingly, these flats will be offered as standard flats. I mean, a lot of people were thinking that it could possibly be a plus because it's located in a mature town, but no, apparently it's a standard. It seems like the tips that I got from one of the audience here, it seems like as long as the project has like 5-room or 3-gen flats, then most likely that's a standard project. Apparently that tip is true. Another thing to note about this project is that the waiting time is pretty fast, only about 33 months, which makes this project the only mature town project with shorter waiting time, because the other 3 flat in this October 2025 BTO that has shorter waiting time, all of them are in like non-mature areas, but only Ping Yi Court has this waiting time of 33 months. And because Ping Yi Court is only a standard project, meaning there's no subsidy clawback, and I think this is really a puzzle for me personally, because Oakville at Ang Mo Kio is also located in a mature town and it's also far away from MRT station, but that project got a plus and this one got a standard. So if you're looking for like a deal in mature town that still has a standard classification, this is it. In terms of on-site facilities, unfortunately, Ping Yi Court only has a preschool, so you would need to take a bus ride for more amenities, or you walk to neighboring HDB blocks, because there are some supermarket and shops in other development around the area. Now let's talk about the pricing. For 2-room flexi, the price starts from $201,000 up to $286,000. And then for 3-room, it starts from $353,000 to $448,000. If we compare it with the nearby resale price, the gap for 3-room is about 38%, which is not that big, but then again, we need to remember that Ping Yi Court is a standard flat, meaning it has less subsidy versus plus or prime flats. And then for 4-room flats, the price starts from just under $500,000. It goes up to $624,000. And then for 5-room, the price starts at $715,000 up to $857,000. Personally, when I look at this price, it's kind of astonishing because the gap price between 4-room and 5-room is really significant. So as you can see, 4-room starts just under $500,000, but then 5-room starts beyond $700,000. So that's kind of wild. For 3-gen, the price starts from $782,000 to $874,000. Now let's talk about the site plan. So this is the site plan for Ping Yi Court. It's quite a huge development because it has like 862 units. Okay, so peach for 2-room flexi, green for 3-room, yellow for 4-room, and then this is like a kind of like orangey color for 5-room, and then gray for 3-gen. And there's no rental flats for this particular development. In terms of the height, all of the blocks here stops at level 15. So it's not that tall, I think, because of height restriction in the area. Okay, now let's zoom in to see the lift ratio. So I counted there are like 18 stacks which will be sharing 3 lifts. I know that the level only goes up to like level 15 for this development, but then 18 stacks need to share like 3 lifts. It's kind of crazy, man. Like it sounds like it's a bit too tight. I don't know, is it just me? Why don't you comment down below? Do you think this development has enough lift or not? Comment down below. And it's not just that block, even block 811A, it is also sharing about 3 lifts for like 11 stacks. So indeed, it seems like for this development, the number of lifts is kind of limited. So please take note of that. In terms of the on-site facility, this project only has a preschool, which is basically under the multi-story car park here. And then in terms of the facing, this project is already surrounded by like buildings. Probably this one would be unblocked view because this one is a nursing home, but then the rest is like facing other buildings. Now let's talk about the location. Okay, so this is the map that HDB gave, and if we check on Google Maps, I believe that this is the land plot. So it will be just a portion of this giant land plot, so not the whole thing, but only like the upper part. If you are wondering where is the nearest MRT station, well, I had to zoom out because it's quite far. So it's actually between Bedok and Kembangan, but according to Google Map, you would be slightly closer to Bedok. But when I say close, I'm being generous because it's still about 1.5 kilometers, which means that you would need to rely on feeder buses or private vehicle. In terms of amenities within walking distance, it's kind of limited because there are some shops and clinics. So for example, you have clinics over here, and then you have HDB complex around here. I'm sure somewhere here got a mini market or supermarket somewhere. And then also here, you have some eateries over here, which is relatively quite close. It's about 1 or 2 blocks, right? So there are some options, but the reality is you would need to travel by bus to a more populated area like near Bedok MRT station or Kembangan MRT station for more amenities. That's why I'm actually confused why HDB will only build a preschool on the site, but maybe they are planning to have more amenities in future BTO project, because if you look at this map, right, as I mentioned, this Bedok BTO will only use the upper portion of this giant land plot, and then the vast majority is still empty. So most likely this will be future BTO sites as well, and then the land plot opposite it actually still empty as well. So it seems like this area is still under development. So maybe in the future there will be more facilities in future project sites. But then as an implication of that, do heads up that you might be disturbed by construction noise and dust for several years to come if indeed the area surrounding the plot will be eventually developed. So that's a watch out. Okay, now let's talk about schooling options. In terms of schooling options, I had to zoom out a little bit because I don't see any primary or secondary school within walking distance. But there are some, but quite far away. So you would need to either take bus or private vehicle or maybe school bus. So here you have the Teluk Kurau Primary School, and then you also have the Fengshan Primary School here. So, and then Damai Primary School is over here. So there are some options, but then objectively, it's kind of limited. Okay, so what do I like about this project? Well, I appreciate that this project has various flat types from 2-room flexi, 3-room, 4-room, 5-room, and even 3-gen. I also appreciate that this land plot is surrounded by low-rise buildings, so if you manage to get mid to high floor units, then you will be able to have unblocked view of the city landscape. I'm guessing that this project would get low to moderate competition level, so that's actually a good news for those who have been struggling to secure a BTO flat in a mature town. If you have your own private vehicle, it will be a short drive to central area or to Changi area. For parents, this location still have some school options even though it's limited, but at least it's not equal to 0. Okay, on the other hand, what are the downsides of this project that I'm seeing? I think first of all, we cannot run from the fact that this location is just far from any MRT station, whether right now or even in the future. You would just need to rely on feeder bus or private vehicle if you would like to search for amenities or probably commute to work or school. And unfortunately, there's not many amenities on site. I'm actually quite surprised that given the remote location of this land plot, they are only planning to have a preschool, so not even like a mini market or shops or anything like that. It's just a preschool, which is kind of surprising. My guess is that there's already an existing supermarket somewhere along the nearby HDB complex, so you just need to go there for amenities. And because of the remote location and also limited amenities, it will have some impact on resale and rental potential. So that's a watch out if you are planning to buy this as a stepping stone for your property journey. this would be a bit tough. Other than that, I'm also struggling with the high entry price. I understand that Bedok being a mature town, the nearby resale transaction tends to be on the higher side. But then again, this place is a little bit difficult to justify the price. So in summary, what do I think about this project? I think it looks good at a glance, but then when we double click, there's a lot of downsides. Even though it is located in a mature town, but the location is kinda in a hidden corner with very limited transport options, combined with the lack of amenities, lack of schooling options, and high entry price because of the high comparables. I am predicting that this project would be on the lower side in terms of application rate, and a sizable portion might ended up being in the future SBF. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But what do you think about this project? Let me know in the comment section down below. To support my work, you can give a one-time tip by pressing the thanks button, pick the amount that you want, and click buy and send. Or you can also press the join button for exclusive contents and monthly membership. Your support means a lot to keep us independent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.